Welcome to the Rise of Immortals Immortal Spotlight. Today, we will be evaluating and introducing the newest tournament contender, Azcadelia, the Weaver of Shadows. Azcadelia is a long-ranged magical caster whose power is centered on her innate shadeling pets. With these pets in combination with her other abilities, Azcadelia is capable of dealing either sustained damage or large amounts of burst damage. She is most valuable when focusing on enemy carries and taking them out of the fight first. She is an incredibly strong immortal due to the utility and multiple roles her abilities can fulfill for her and for her team. Her item build will be focused on mitigating her weakness to harass in the lane phase while becoming a very strong mid-range caster during the late game. For this build, I like to start off with bearskin boots for some health regeneration, and then get Mage Slayer gloves as soon as possible to have at least some complementary mana regeneration. After those, build into Amulet of Duality, Gleaming Wand, and Ring of Shielding for a strong combination of offensive and defensive stats. The final item slot should be determined based on the composition of the enemy team and whether you are looking for a more offensive or defensive focus. Azcadelia's first ability is Shadelings. This ability will allow Azcadelia to command her Shadelings to explode, dealing instant magical damage to all enemies around the Shadelings. There are several ways to utilize this ability. In the mid-game, the explosion can easily clear a wave of enemy creeps to aid in farming gold, but this will leave you defenseless for the duration of the cooldown. If you are being attacked by an enemy melee champion and don't have the time to turn around, you can use this ability to damage the enemy attacking you and possibly scare them off or pick up a kill. The explosion ability really shines when used in tandem with her other abilities or as a finisher. The next ability is Fear Thy Shadow, which silences the target enemy immortal and blocks all forms of stealth for the duration. Additionally, your Shadelings will instantly teleport to the target, reviving some Shadelings if they are dead, and focus their attacks on the target. This ability will refresh its cooldown upon Azcadelia killing an enemy immortal. This ability is your main source of damage when working with Shadelings in the early game. This ability is quite versatile, allowing Azcadelia to interrupt in-progress channeled abilities or deal heavy damage to the target while minimizing ramp-up time. Her E ability is Umbral Veil. When activated, Azcadelia steps into the Veil, cleansing all debuff effects while rendering her completely untargetable for 2 seconds and preventing in-flight targeted projectiles. This ability does not affect skill shots. The Veil also deals magical damage every half second to nearby enemies and regenerates her mana based on the damage dealt with the ability. You can use this ability one of two ways. A defensive playstyle will try to keep this ability off cooldown as much as possible in order to avoid focus fire or debuffs in teamfights. The ability is also useful as an offensive tool because when used in combination with Shadelings on a target, you will be dealing a significant amount of constant damage. Her ultimate ability is Web of Shadow. Azcadelia unleashes Web of Shadow in a line in the targeted direction. Enemy champions who are stuck in this web are immobilized and enfeebled for 2 seconds and take additional damage from Azcadelia's Shadelings. After the immobilization breaks, all affected targets have their movement and weapon attack speeds greatly reduced for 4 seconds. To use this ability effectively in a teamfight, you are going to want to get in range and use the spell to initiate, allowing the 2-second immobilize to provide an excellent window for your teammates to get close enough to pulverize the disabled enemy players. This ability can be used defensively to escape as a last-ditch effort, as it will severely hinder enemies trying to chase you. Abyssal Queen is her signature ability. It summons an invulnerable, empowered Shadeling onto the field. The Queen generates an aura that slows and deals significant magic damage to all nearby enemy targets. The Queen will engage enemy targets on her own, switching between targets every few seconds with a priority for Immortals. It is strongly encouraged that Azcadelia unlock this signature at level 16, as you are going to want to use this to maximize the amount of damage you can do to enemy champions. A great companion to Azcadelia's Web of Shadow ultimate, a well-placed and well-timed Abyssal Queen can turn the tide for your team, allowing you to make a strong push to take out the enemy's shrine. You are going to want to put Azcadelia in center lane to get as much tactical experience and gold as possible. This also provides easy access to the side lanes, allowing you to generate pressure for your team early on. At persistent level 50, I recommend maximizing your points in the champion tree to get the most perks for your abilities and unlock your powerful signature. For artifacts, focus on outfitting Azcadelia with mana regen, magical defense penetration, tactical XP bonuses, and armor and magical resistance. And that concludes this week's Immortal Spotlight. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. To learn more about Rise of Immortals, visit signup.riseofimmortals.com to download and play the game today, for free.